Okay, so these are all the shots that I took today with a Nikon D500, but this is not about the D500. This is about any Nikon DSLR. Let's talk about some magic lenses and what makes them magic. And if you bear with me for a second, you'll understand, and you'll have to agree because it's impossible for you not to agree. I took with me today the 20mm 1.8G Nikkor. Very fast, obviously wide lens. Of course, anybody thinks, well, 20mm, it's a great landscape lens, and that certainly is true. It's an excellent landscape lens. But I only wanted to take one lens today with me. It was with the um, Larry P. Liu Gardens. It was a tough one to say there. And I only wanted to pack one lens with me, but I know the attributes of this particular lens, which are rather magical. And there are only a few lenses that have these attributes, and I'll tell you what they are and why it makes them such a wonderful must-own lens. Five of the lenses that I'll name, there are a couple more, but these are the top five. The 20mm 1.8G Nikkor, the 24mm 1.8G Nikkor, the Zeiss 35mm F2 Distagon, certainly my sharpest and best lens that I have. You can get really, really close with it, as well as the 20 and 24. The other one is the 60mm f2.8 D series autofocus Nikkor. And lastly, the Tokina 100mm f2.8. One thing that all of these lenses have in common is that they're Swiss Army knife lenses. And what that means is, well, I've said before, and it certainly is true, that something that's good at all things is usually never excellent at anything in particular, but these escape that rule. And they're excellent for a lot of stuff. And anybody that thinks of the 20mm, which all of these shots were taken with a 20mm 1.8G, half of these shots are cropped, and a few of these shots are heavily cropped. Now here's one example where I got in really close, but I could have got in a whole hell of a lot closer. This is at f1.8, I think ISO 160. I'll give you a link below. You could see some of these shots. The surrounding shots are around them, so I only need to provide a link or two. Could have got a lot closer with that. Very fast lens. What these lenses have in common that makes them magical is that I can get in really, even closer than this. I can get in really damn close. The resolution is so incredibly high that I can crop the hell out of the shots. Okay, and no one would think of using a lens like this and, shooting a bird, for example. And, well, who on earth would use a 20mm lens to shoot a bird? And this was a barn owl up in the tree. I shot this picture about 5 hours ago. And this shot is heavily cropped. He's about 30 so feet away. He's a big, gigantic barn owl. Very beautiful. The high resolution, the great color saturation on this lens make cropping not an issue. So this lens is perfect for landscape. I was basically taking it to a gardens. And I knew that I'd be doing, some wide angle shots and some close in shots. But I was able to, get up close to this owl and crop the shots heavily. And the shots still look gorgeous. So the one magical property that these few lenses have is that landscape, perfect. Absolutely unmatched epic landscape lens, the 20mm 1.8G. But so are all five of these lenses, except for, of course, the 60mm and 100mm Tokina. Now for landscapes, on the very far end of that would be the Zeiss 35mm f2, but certainly so the 24mm 1.8G Nikkor and the shots that I took here with the 20mm 1.8G Nikkor today. But I can get extremely close. I can heavily crop a shot, and the IQ and saturation is there. It's there for me to crop. So these lenses, if you want to pack one lens around, I wasn't expecting to see an owl, and I wasn't going to pack. There's a lot of walking involved in these gardens because they took up an enormous amount of, I forget how many acres it was. I mean, it's a 3-mile long hiking trail. I wasn't going to take more than one lens with me. And I knew that most of my shots, nearly all, would be with the 20mm 1.8G as far as being able to get in really close, take landscape shots. I mean, I could have gotten closer with this shot. So just a perfect lens. I mean, this is what I call a pseudo macro. Like I said, I could have gotten closer than this. But I mean, this is heavily cropped, and I still could have gotten in closer. See the fine detail on this animal's face. Um, so excellent. One lens does it all. It does landscapes, it does pseudo macro. It's not a true macro lens, but for all intents and purposes, it might as well be. And, something I wasn't expecting, but you should always be prepared for the unexpected. And I was, and that's the reason why I took the 20mm 1.8G. This shot is heavily cropped, but I mean, it's beautiful. And, certainly wouldn't make a 20 by 30 print out of it, but, with the right lens that can do all of those things and do them perfectly, this is why the 20mm 1.8G, the 24mm 1.8G, also a Nikkor, Zeiss 35mm f2, and the other two lenses, which are not perfect for landscape, however, serve multiple purposes, are also excellent. The 60mm 2.8 D series autofocus Nikkor, the 100mm Tokina. So these are why it's important to consider purchasing one of these lenses. At the very least, one of these lenses, because, it is the case that you don't always want to pack around a bunch of lenses. You want to pack one lens that can cover it all. And those are 5 magic lenses that can cover it all. And, here's the proof. I did it all. I did wide-angle shots, although I don't think I had any wide-angle shots here, but I did do a bunch of wide-angle shots today. And, close-up macro-like shots and heavily cropped shots from distance. And there really are very, very few lenses that can do that. And those are 5 of them. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.